This is a violin, and this belonged to someone who we called a genius, Albert Einstein. You see, when Einstein was stuck, he would always just take a break and play the violin. And after, when he came back, he would be able to solve those unfinished problems quickly. You see, before science discovered, he understood one key element. Intelligence doesn't only live in the brain. It might even live in the body. Today, that's called embodied cognition. The idea that intelligence starts from the body and not the brain. I mean, we still see this today. Alicia Liu, she's a figure skater, an Olympic figure skater, who has a viral stateside performance. And if you watch it, you see how every move is automatic. She doesn't have to think or even calculate rotation speed. She just moves. She adjusts mid-air and commits to what she's doing. Every time. That's embodied cognition in action. And that's true for any case. Look at this rock clay. Over here, when I press too hard, it rips. And if I don't support it enough, it falls. But that's when I adjust it. I use softer pressure. I support it more at the end. And eventually, it stands. You see, embodied cognition is the way many new scientists and influential people work. They become more and more successful through embodied cognition. And when I didn't understand embodied cognition, many times when I was studying, I would always resort to the inevitable. I would reread my notes or rewatch lectures, not knowing what to do. And many times, even after hours and hours, I'd still be confused. But that's where it gets interesting. You see, in your muscles and joints, there are something called sensors called proprioceptors. And in your inner ear is your vestibular system, which tells you where you are and how balanced you are. That information travels through your spinal cord and into your brain to your motor cortex and cerebellum. And with that, it fine-tunes movement and action through precision, creating neural pathways through myelination. And that's neuroplasticity, the idea of your brain's rewiring. See, when I didn't understand these, and I would always just reread my notes and reread. But if you think about it, when you're rereading notes, you're only enabling your visual and language systems, nothing else. However, through embodied cognition, you enable your motor cortex, you enable your sensory systems, each piece coming together to help you explain one topic. A bigger team becoming more efficient to getting that task done. This is when embodied cognition worked for me. That's me, 8 years old, at the beginning of my Taekwondo journey. And every time I would do a kick, I'd always have to calculate my movements, thinking of what to do next. Now, fast forward 8 years. I am now a second-degree black belt in Taekwondo. And now these moves have now pretty much become automatic. And I use these moves, especially last year. Last year, I had one of the toughest sparring matches of my career. I was going against the best sparrer in my dojo. She was a third-degree black belt, and I mean, she was genuinely amazing. I was pretty nervous and anxious, and it wasn't unlikely that 10 seconds in, I was slammed in my head with a spinning hook kick. Fortunately, it wasn't a concussion or emergency worthy, but the basic gist still happened. I mean, my vision got a bit blurry, I was trying to catch my balance, and I even remember losing one of my earrings. And as well as that, there was this unsettling feeling of fear, especially because I had one more round against her, and I did not know what to do. And now when I recall, I remember just kicking side kicks and cut kicks, hoping she wouldn't be able to kick me. And miraculously, In the last 30 seconds in the match, I kicked her with a back kick to her hogu, her chest guard. I was genuinely surprised. And now when I think back, I realize I wasn't thinking in the moment. My body was moving. My body was telling my brain what to do. It wasn't the opposite. And as well as that, in today, I still use those cut kicks that I used in that match. I still use those back kicks I used in the match. And you might be thinking, well, that's sports. Of course, your body is going to tell your brain what to do. But that's not always true. I mean, it happens in everyday life. Have you ever unlocked your phone or opened Instagram and started scrolling, and 10 seconds in realized, I don't even remember scrolling on Instagram. More than that, I don't even remember what password I put in. That's your embodied cognition. After years and years of the practiced motion, you remember what to do. You can make these moves unconsciously. And that's what's happened to me in my Taekwondo journey. And embodied cognition is critical to understand in today's society. I mean, it's movement, it's learning from change, it's learning through action. And it's critical because from 4 years ago, we've been introduced to this ultimate form of intelligence. I mean, it's extraordinary, AI. If you don't know how to come up with a startup idea, we use AI. You don't understand how to do a math problem. Let me ask AI. But AI doesn't have a body. AI doesn't know how to get up from falling down. AI is just fed algorithms and parameters. It doesn't know what to do. We learn through our struggles with mental health. We learn from falling down or breaking an ankle. AI doesn't do that. And it's important to understand because this isn't how we compete with AI. This is what makes us uniquely human. I mean, every time we adjust, we fix our orientation through failed attempts and failed circumstances. Our circumstances around us define who we are, while AI just tells us what to do based on information it's found from online. And every single time we do that, every single time we add a new precise motion, it becomes a fixed motion, creating new neural pathways, similar to how this shapeless block of clay became this plate. Intelligence is embodied through the numerous ways our body tells our brain how to work. Intelligence isn't artificial. It's what we do as humans. That's what intelligence is. Thank you.